When you think of being a die-hard sports fan, do you ever wonder what the professional athletes that you watch and adore actually think about you?
Well, we are about to find out. We sat down with a former NBA All-Star, three-time NBA champion, AC Green, to get his take on the fans from the athlete's perspective. So we're going to take you back to your childhood. So when you were growing up, who were you a big fan of?
Boy, very good question. I would probably say Dr. J, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, where we're at right now, where this interview is taking place, there's a park probably less than 4 minutes walk from here. And I recall all my childhood fantasies in basketball were played at that particular park. Saying I was Kareem, I'm Dr. J flying through the air. I barely could touch the net.
Right.
Barely.
And that's who you looked up to and tried to
yeah,
be
those are my guys at the time. I never really got a chance to go to any of the Blazer games growing up here in Portland. I heard about them, of course, listened to them on the radio, watched them on TV, but I really never got a chance really to go, you know, to the Memorial Coliseum at the time and really just touch the guys and see them and just holler their names.
And we weren't able to get autographs, anything like that? You never did that?
Autographs, I wanted to, but I couldn't. My dad took me to go see Floyd Patterson one day. He was here in town, a famous boxer. My dad knew, of course, all about him, but I had like, who's Floyd Patterson, Daddy? And we stood out in line, and after about 45 minutes or hour or so, which seemed like 6 days to me, it was perfect.
In 1990, your fans voted you in as a starter for the All-Star game. How did that make you feel?
I love the fans. It was great.
Do you think it was different being voted in by your fans rather than had it been by your peers?
I mean, it's a level of respect from your peers, which is really, really like high kudos. But it's a level of appreciation from your fans. And that's high kudos, so it can be either way. But I'm really happy that the fans were the ones that really said, you know, we validate this guy, we like him, and we want him there. And that was really awesome to have it.
Because it's entertainment, and you play for them in a way, so it's fun to see them vote you in.
Absolutely, it is.
That's great. Was there ever a time when a fan really made you mad or crossed the line?
I can't think of one specific moment or time, but you know, I've come to understand over 20-something, almost 30 years, it seems like around the sports itself, but 20 years professionally, that, you know, fans are excited. They love it. They're excited about their home team or their person that they're supporting. And sometimes they might lose it in a moment. You know,
so they'll do anything.
So you just don't know. You expect the unexpected. That's probably the rule of thumb.
Is there anything crazy that a fan's done to get your autograph? Like, you know, tripped in front of you or, you know,
trying
climbed
to
up
run me
a tree
off the road, you know, and driving on the freeway, not necessarily run me off the road, but they're just trying to like get my attention. And sometimes you're not paying attention, or you're talking in the car, and then you feel someone like trying to run you down a little bit. You're like, hey, why this car swerving? And they're like holding up your picture next to you, you know. Wow,
that's crazy. Anything that you can advice that you can give them? Any fan etiquette that you can tell the fans?
Fans. Let's just pass on all the dinner opportunities. Let's pass on those until it's time for everyone to leave. Leaving the restaurant is probably the safest time, and you know you probably will get the autograph that you're waiting on. But other than that, let whoever it is enjoy their moment, enjoy their family or friends, whatever. And then if you want it that bad and you think it's that important to you, then just wait a couple extra moments and then get on the way out. I think that's probably the safest time, and people respect that because you respected their quality time with whomever they're with.
Do you think that giving autographs is just part of the job?
It should be viewed that way. A lot of people really don't, but you know, I think it is. I mean, more than anything else, it's a level of appreciation. I mean, if someone wants you to sign something for them, I mean, my gosh,
a great thing.
You know, I mean, they could be telling you other things, you know.
That's true.
So I mean,
we won't go there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool overall.
Out of all of the cities that you've played in your career, who has the best fans and why?
There's a lot. It's too many cities, honestly, that I can name. That teams that I played for: Miami, Dallas, Phoenix, LA. But there's a lot of other cities. I guess. Yeah, I mean, and it's a high compliment, you know, because you have a lot of fans that just really love their team, and they appreciate the sport itself. So sometimes their team isn't really that good. They're not that competitive, but the fans love the game, so they come and still put all of their energy into it, and there's only 20 people in the house,
right.
but they put all their energy into it, and that's what we as players used to love to see, is like, oh guys, it's empty out there, but man, do you see the people in the second row? My God.
With the fan fingers and all the painted face, all the fun stuff.
I mean, they paid their money for that ticket, and they're going to enjoy it as a family that night. I say to the fans, honestly, what I would say to the players in general, because there's a lot of similarity and synergy there, that you have to respect the sport as a whole itself. And but keep coming, just being yourself and enjoying the time. Hopefully more people can enjoy it, especially the first timers. I mean, because a lot of times the ticket prices, it seems like economy don't allow people to come out and just really enjoy it, but make it happen.
Right.
It's worth it one time at least.
All right, freshmen, fan etiquette 101. Do not interrupt an athlete while they're trying to enjoy a meal. Wait until they leave the restaurant and then shower them with your adoration and autograph seeking.
Yes, and we wanted to find out what other athletes had to say about their fans.
This one young lady who took a lot of time to draw a portrait of me, and when I signed it for her, she was crying.
Wow.
I'm like, and I.
Kind of a Michael Jackson moment.
It was like a Beatles thing, and I was like.
Wow.
It's nowhere close. This is very odd,
Yeah, but to some fan, this is for the fans, and this is what they're excited about.
Yeah,
so.
no, I could appreciate it, but I'm definitely not. It's not worth getting that excited over.
Right, but you're here for the fans, and it's all about the fans, right?
Absolutely.
One of the memories I have wasn't a good memory. We were in St. Louis. They didn't like us very well. They loved the baseball team. They didn't like the football team. So I was watching the St. Louis Blues play. A guy comes over and says, "Hey Neil, I'm a big Cardinal fan." He dumps 24-ounce can of Budweiser beer in my head. He says, "Hey, you guys stink."
What'd you do to that?
I cleaned my hair, and then go to another hockey game.
There you go.
That's smart, Go to the hockey game.
There you go. So that was probably your craziest.
That was cool, and also the fans in Phoenix were so good to us. When we beat the 49ers one year, we had like 75,000 people there rooting us on, and beating those guys with Joe Montana was a good time.
You're glad you're recognized. I hate signing autographs. I don't know what they do with them, but it's fun. It's fun to be acknowledged.
Actually, it was a kid named Jason Mix here in Seattle. Well, not here, but in Seattle. I met him many years ago. I think he was 9 years old, and I guess he was just so excited to meet me that he grabbed my leg, and he was crying, and so I talked to him for a while. Brought him on the bus to meet the rest of the players, and from there we developed a relationship. Every year I played in Seattle, he would come up and visit me, and I knew his entire family, and it was great. And he just recently got married, I think a couple of years ago, and he's even come up here to see me at this event too. So those are good moments.
That's great. So it makes it kind of worthwhile.
Well, people used to take stuff out of my garbage. They took part of my lawn, part of bricks in my house when they were building it. What they do with it, I don't know.
99% of the fans are great. 1% should just die. But 99% of them are really cool.
You've had your fair share of run-ins with the fans.
Not very many if you look at the big picture, but people make a big deal out of those run-ins, but most of the people are terrific. There's always some guy who's had too much to drink who's a stone freaking idiot, but most of the fans are terrific.
Right, so you say that they can cross the line at times.
And they'll know when they cross the line with me, because I don't let them get away with anything. I don't ever walk away.
Charles, you really should learn to speak your mind.
I guess it's when we beat Phoenix, and the first time I went to the NBA Finals, and when we came back to Hillsborough, I don't know, 15,000, 20,000 fans up there.
And that really meant a lot to you.
Yeah.
Great feeling?
That was great. It was about 1:30 at night, I think it was. So that was incredible.
So now, being sought after for autographs, you good to your fans?
I try to be. I kind of always thought that, hey, if I'm ever in that position, I'm gonna do what I can to be accessible and to sign for people. So hopefully I'm doing a good job and people are happy with it.
I ask a lot of them if they're going to go and hit balls later, and they yep, we're going to, or I want to. But
so you're inspiring them. Do they inspire you?
Yeah, well, in a way. I remember when I was their age, and I started when I was playing, and I wanted to be here, and now I'm here, and it's good to see the kids coming out.
So because it's all about the fans, right?
Yeah, it is.